Hey everybody, welcome to this 2021 BMW 330i XDrive. So of course this is the G20. This is the 7th generation BMW 3 Series. And right off the bat, they're quite lovely. This car was brought to us by First International Auto Group out of Merrimack, New Hampshire. This one has a list price of $24,500 US and has about 75,000 miles on it. Original starting MSRP of these is $47,000 US in 2021, so quite a bit of money, but you do get a lot of stuff on the inside. Of course, we have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which are wireless. We do have dual heated seats up here in the front, tri-zone climate control. We have a sunroof up here, and of course this lovely beige interior with wood trim on the dashboard. Leather seats. The back seats are also quite usable for 4 people. That middle seat, you're not going to be able to fit an adult, but you could fit a kid back there with ease. Of course, we have pretty decent trunk space. I will say that you can get a ladder through here by folding down the back seats, but not much else. Up here in the front of the car, we do have a wireless charger, USB here, and then a USB-C in our center console there. And it is bright out, it's daytime, but you can see we have ambient lighting in here, which looks quite gorgeous. We have a purple going on right now. But anyways, let's get out on the road and see what this thing is about. So powering this 3 Series is a 2-liter inline 4-cylinder making 255 horsepower, 275 pound-feet of torque. So we do have a good amount of power. Even though this is just the 4-cylinder, if you did want additional performance, you can get the M340i, but those brand new are gonna run you back a little bit over $60,000 US. You can find one on the pre-owned market rather than say, like, if your budget is a brand new 330i for in the 40s, you'd probably be better off getting an M340i with, you know, some mileage on it, maybe 30 or 40k miles. I think that's the route I would go. But these cars are lovely as well. The G20s have some very nice styling. I will say that the interior feels a little bit cheap, even just compared to that M340i. We have some hard plastic up on the top of the dash, and some of the buttons look a little lower quality, but I am very happy to have physical buttons for our climate control and whatnot, because getting in the BMW infotainment screens, you can get lost in there really easily, adjusting some of the more nuanced settings. Honestly, I drove an M340i for almost a week, and I will say that I didn't really even learn all the nuanced settings inside that screen, because I was like, I'm not even gonna bother. I'll put on Apple CarPlay, and if I need to find something, I will, but otherwise, like, basically stay off the BMW iDrive infotainment. And it's no knock against BMW. All the manufacturers are doing it right now. It's just every single setting they can save a button and just put in a screen, they're gonna do it. So right now we're starting off in sport mode. We do have 3 driving modes in here: Comfort, Sport, and Eco Pro. And of course, when you pop up those settings, you do have an individual mode. And if you configure individual, you have steering, sport, you have steering, engine, and transmission to configure. I have them all set to sport right now. So we'll see how this thing is. Woo! Very pleasantly surprised with how this thing picks up. It's quick. 0 to 60 is quoted for 5.4 seconds with the XDrive all-wheel drive system, so that's pretty good. I will say at low speeds, the sport mode was a little rough getting through the parking lot there, so I'm very happy to be out of that. You can downshift with the very nice paddle shifters we have on the steering wheel here. Don't really have the room to pass these guys, so we'll just kind of merge into the traffic here. So while we're stuck behind some slower traffic, I will say that this thing is lovely at highway speeds. This is not as sound deadened as the A6 we drove last week, but I will say, hey, this thing is a lot lower of an initial price point, so there is that. But these BMWs still feel very high quality, even though you do get the additional wind noise it is a little loud. Maybe if like they double paned these windows or something, or maybe just added additional sound deadening into the front door cards, that would take away from some of that. But it is a little bit of a windy day here. It's cold. I mean, it's 28 degrees according to this, but I don't believe it. It feels a lot colder than that when I was filming my B-roll today. It's nice that we also have an eco mode, but we're gonna throw it in comfort for now. This thing gets pretty good fuel economy, so there's that too. As far as interior styling, besides the fact that they have this hard pebbled plastic on the top of the dashboard, I do like the digital screen. I will say that it is kind of weird that there's not really any sort of easy way to customize what's shown in there, but when you switch drive modes, the screen does change a little bit, and it's nice that we still have a speedometer and tachometer. They're just kind of contorted to the shape of that digital screen. We also do have onboard navigation. I don't expect anyone really uses it unless they don't have a smartphone, but it is nice to have. You definitely hear some pumped-in audio in this 3 Series as well. I'd expect that some people might be mad at it, but I actually like how it sounds. I mean, this inline 4 has a nice like throaty exhaust sound to it. It doesn't sound as good as that B58 engine. I mean, oh, that thing is just glorious. But this 330i can hold its own. So a car I drove recently, which is one of this car's competitors, is the B9 Audi A4. I will say this feels a lot more like a driver's car. It's a lot more responsive, and that exhaust note is definitely a lot more prevalent. It's, you know, it's something you can really notice when you're sitting in this driver's seat. But I will say the Audi A4 felt a bit more refined. It felt more luxurious inside, and the seats were better as well. So I feel like that's the trade-offs. Like, if you want a more sporty, like driver's car oriented vehicle, the G20 BMW 3 Series is for you. If you want a more luxurious, refined daily driver, the Audi A4 is for you. Either way, you're not getting a manual transmission. Either way, you're getting a 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder. So they're very similar cars in terms of their formula. But I think where they really separate themselves are these little subtle, nuanced differences, as well as exterior styling, which we'll talk about now. They're both very refined. They're both very subtle and classic, like BMW versus Audi styling. I will say that the BMW has definitely changed through generation to generation. Like, if you think about the F Series, F generation, you know, 6th generation car, they've definitely changed the front end a lot. And I will say that this is my favorite BMW sedan that's not an M Series car. I would say, you know, besides this one, for, you know, modern BMWs, I would give my ring to the last gen BMW M5 CS with those like amber headlights. I feel like those were just absolutely gorgeous. But this is definitely a second close competitor, especially like with the M340i, which gets the red painted brake calipers, the sport exhaust, and things like that. I feel like that is really where, you know, BMW shines. And then versus Audi, Audi's kind of always remained the same. Their styling hasn't changed much. So if you're a big fan of Audi styling, and it's all going to be subjective, of course, I would give my hat to the Audi A4 in terms of styling in this case, like versus the 330. But if I were to choose like an Audi S4 over the M340i, if I had to compare those two cars, I would go with the M340i. I know that's a lot to consider, but I just kind of wanted to go over each because, you know, I've driven all of these cars. I've driven the M340i, I've driven the S4, driven the Audi A4, and of course now I've driven the BMW 330i, which is the G20. And I will say that my favorite of all of them is the M340i. But I still think in this 330 you get tons of performance for the money. I will say I wouldn't buy one of these brand new, but $24,500 at First International Auto Group is a pretty good deal. Especially, you know, this thing is 75,000 miles on it, and these turbo inline 4s from BMW have proven to be fairly reliable. As far as our steering wheel controls, let's go over those real quick. So on the right hand side, we have our volume, we have our skip track button, we have the ability to hang up calls, as well as this button here which controls our media settings, and then we have a voice activate button. On the very bottom here, we have our heated steering wheel button, which is nice, especially in the cold weather we have here today in New Hampshire. And then on the left-hand side, we have our cruise control. We do not have adaptive cruise control in here, but traditional cruise control will do just fine. We also have paddle shifters on the back of our steering wheel, which are very high quality. And then on the left-hand side, of course, we just have our directional button, which, you know, BMW owners don't really know what that is, but it is there. And then on the right-hand side, we have the ability to control our wipers. Headlights are, of course, automatic, but we do have those controls here on the left-hand side. And then on the right, we have physical buttons for all our HVAC controls, our heated seats, basically anything you would need right away. And I actually do like, instead of one single driving mode button, they have 3 individual ones. I feel like that's a nice touch. And then you have traction control and the ability to turn off auto start stop as a physical button as well. So props to BMW and props to BMW for that. With that being said, if you're looking for a sport-oriented daily driver which has some luxury and premium options such as the sunroof, the heated seats, the heated steering wheel, and of course just the added BMW high quality seats, leather, styling, and of course like the clout, like, oh, I can take a picture of my BMW logo here in the front. You can do all that with this 330i. Like I said, I wouldn't buy one of these brand new just because I feel like at $47,000 starting MSRP, they are a bit expensive, but on the pre-owned market, it's definitely worth the consideration. If you liked this video, don't forget to like, don't forget to leave a comment, and please subscribe. And I'll see you all next time on Auto Joe. Bye-bye.